Right, good morning, troops. It's me, it's Gertie Rude. Actually, it's not morning, is it? It's afternoon. Anyway, I don't know where I am most days. So here I am. I thought today we'd have a look at this one. This is your Julia Hartley, what lives above the brewery. You must know her. She's always on Talk TV. Yes, she is. Squawking away she is of a morning. Anyway, I love her really. Don't get me wrong, I love her. But she is a bit annoying sometimes, but I think we all are. So today I thought we'd have a look at this for your delectation, YouTubers. Yes, I thought we'd take a look at Julia Hartley, what lives above the brewery. Come on, Julie. Now, what she's asking this chap, apparently the Wicks boss, gets on my bleeding wick anyway, has said something about that he don't want people, what are bigots, going into Wicks. You don't want people who aren't totally into the trans ideology going into your Wicks. Yes, all them non-binary builders, apparently. So here we go. I do love Julia. Here we go. Let's listen to Julia. Come on, Julia. Julia.
So, well,
Here we
really
go.
not having the
Yes.
greatest week,
Turn her up.
and that is Fraser Longdon. He
Right.
is the Chief Operating Officer, the
Okay.
COO of Wix, the DIY giant.
Right.
I've spent rather a lot of money in Wix over the
Oh, I
years,
can
but
imagine
they
you
are
have,
facing
girl.
a
Yeah.
boycott campaign. I'm glad to be a part of it, I am, and a tumbling share price after he said that they're shoppers with trans-critical views, i.e., if you think that men don't automatically become women because
Right.
they put on a dress,
Yes.
really that basic, you don't
Yes.
think the trans women are women. Those shoppers are bigots
Right.
who are not welcome in our stores anyway.
Okay.
Well, where were these remarks made? Well,
Yes.
in an online debate and conference, which was put online by Pink News. Strange reason,
Oh,
though.
dear.
Not easily available and now
Yes.
removed from the internet after it was highlighted by my next guest, James Esses.
Yes.
He's a commentator. He's also co-founder
Here we
of
go.
Thoughtful Therapist and joins us. Good morning,
We're going to
James.
get to the nub.
Morning, Julia. You have been what I believe the woke crew call something of a wonderful ally
Yes.
on this issue to women, but also to children who have been facing this onslaught of trans ideology and activism, talking them into all believing that they've all been born in the wrong body and need to have drugs and their bodies mutilated to be happy. I mean, really, really scary stuff that's going on. And it is extraordinary how many, just business leaders and people...
Julia, just stop. Shh. Hush, my darling. Take some more HRT patches or something. Or take one of them and stick them over your gob, lovey. Because you've got here this rather hapless, somewhat pallid young man on to talk, and you seem to be asking a question whilst also answering it at the same time, dearie. I know it is your raison d'etre and you're very popular for it. Well, actually, not so popular. Not if you look your viewing figures at the time you're on against GB News, which doesn't have a Julia Hartley that lives above the brewery. But anyway, dear YouTube, well, we're going to listen to Julia. Yes, she's going to tell us everything that she had for breakfast, what she had for tea last night, and her opinions on everything from stick insects to the Mars moon landing or something or other. Come on, Julia.
In positions
Yes.
who just should be your job is to sell people taps and garden fences and drills. But no, for some reason, you're deciding to lecture people about what they should think about, ideological issues like trans...
I'm sorry, but can I just ask, what was the question? Because I've forgotten already, my dear. Honestly, she does flap her bleeding gums, doesn't she, YouTube? Hey, she's never happy unless she can hear the sound of her own voice droning on and on and on. Now listen up. Look, he made some stupid ill-judged comment trying to be hype and hip or whatever the word is, but he shot himself in the foot because he's probably going to get bleeding sacked now, isn't he? It's like a lot of people have said it was his Gerald Ratner moment, wasn't it? Slagging off. I mean, it's like ITV bosses calling their viewers tower block traces. I mean, it's how to kill yourself in one form. I don't mean actually, but metaphorically, finish off your career in one sentence. But Julia, she doesn't restrict herself to one sentence, Vutu. No, she doesn't. She likes to use lots of sentences, most of which have nothing whatsoever to do with the question that she's bleeding positing. Anyway, come on, Julia.
Genderism.
Yes.
You uncovered this video of what Fraser Longdon, the COO of Wix, had to say.
Right.
And his words were really quite extraordinary, weren't they?
Oh,
they were
you can
absolutely
speak.
abhorrent. And
Quick.
look, I sat through, for my sins, the entire
He's
7-hour
speaking.
video. I mean, it sent me into a spiral of depression. I mean, it's quite awful what a lot of these big corporations are willing to say
Oh,
when
they're
they
just
don't believe
lunatics.
that anyone's going to see it, because at the end of the day, this is a private training
Right.
event. They never anticipated that the video would be put out there. But I mean,
It
yes,
doesn't matter, he
calling
shouldn't say it. What
customers
plum?
bigots, and then
Well, not even he shouldn't say it. You know, he can say what he wants, but in context, and people have a right to react to what he said. And basically, he's a bleeding lunatic. I mean, nobody goes in there going, oh, well, I'm going to buy myself a non-binary hammer. I mean, it's just nonsense. At any rate, a lot of plumbing and a lot of electrical and toolery I'm given to think that actually it does have a woman's part and a man's part, doesn't it? I mean, you have the female bit of the plug and you have the male bit of the plug. I mean, what are they going to call them from now on? Non-binary? Honest to gosh. Or are they just going to call themselves, I don't know, cats or transcendental something or other? Transcending. They're transcending plugs, they are, VTubers. That's what they're doing.
The patronising tone. I mean, he suggested that up to 90% of the population are, quote, just slightly ignorant. And this is about,
Actually,
you
know, that's his narcissism. The guy, not this bloke's, but it's the guy that said it's his narcissism, because most people, think the way that this young guy thinks. And I mean, the fact that the boss of Wix actually thought that was a relevant point that he was making, that transcritical people what come into Wix aren't welcome. No, they're not, because he knows so much better than everybody else. I'm not being funny, but how many people with that persuasion actually do DIY and building work, really, VTubers? I'd like to see it. I really would. It would be quite funny. But I fear that it probably isn't. You probably get more same-sex lady couples that go in there. Yes, because some of them are pretty builderish and meaty, aren't they? So anyway, I'll leave it there, VTubers. Bye-bye now.